Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Elvie Shane, whose viral hit "My Boy" has absolutely captured the hearts across the country. You're going to be releasing your debut EP, County Roads, literally in a couple of days. And I love this. I love this quote. The 6-song EP showcases the Kentuckians' multi-dimensionality. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Elvie Shane, welcome to the most impactful countdown in country music.
Man, thank y'all for having me. I sure appreciate it.
First of all, I just want to kick it off with, you know what, man? I love your style. I love your look. I love your uniqueness. I like your style, what you're bringing to country music.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. I guess I just grew up on something a little different than most folks did these days. I've Steve Earle and John Fogerty were probably two of my biggest influences. John Fogerty's solo career being what I'm talking about, like the Blue Moon Swamp record from the 90s, and then Steve Earle's like Guitar Town record, Exit O, Copperhead Road. And then, Roger Miller and church music and stuff. So I appreciate that. I'm just trying to tell it as loud as I can. I don't know how it's coming out on the other end. So
if you don't mind, a quick bio real quick, hometown, city and state.
Yeah. Caneyville, Kentucky, man, born and raised.
What's the population of Caneyville?
Oh man, I mean, I think the sign hasn't been updated in years. I think it said like 608. Maybe they changed it to 607 when I ran out. I don't know.
Now in Caneyville, Kentucky, it's I'm from a little town in Bowie, Texas. Now we have about 4,000 people, but in Bowie, I'm sure like in Caneyville, did you guys have a drag? Where at night you'd make the drag, you would drive down one road, circle around the Walmart, come back around, maybe stop and hang back down at the Sonic? Or did you even have like a Sonic or a Walmart in Caneyville?
Not in Caneyville. I kind of missed those days. My dad grew up doing that in Caneyville back in the day, but where we would go was Litchfield, Kentucky, which was right up the road about 15 minutes. And our circle was around the courthouse down to Taco Bell and then back. And then you either stopped at Getty's or the Shell station, depending on which crew you ran with. And I usually tried to stop at both and aggravate everybody I could.
What about your high school mascot?
The Cougars.
You're lucky.
I'm lucky. What was yours?
The Jackrabbits.
Hey man, there's a school in Somerset, Kentucky, over close to where I live now, and they're called the Briar Jumpers. I love it.
You know what would be funny? That's a possible song, right? Or maybe you take all the names of these small town high school mascots across the country and combine them lyrically. That could be huge for you.
Man, it would have to be Hooked with the Briar Jumpers because that's country as cornbread.
But any college or not really for you?
I went for a little while. I did really good when I first went there. I had something to prove, and then I got a real good education and partying. I got enough of it out of my system at that age, though, that these days I tend to, keep my wild in the woods and stay at home.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do. I have two brothers, one younger by 7 years, one older by 8 years, and one sister who is 11 years older than me.
Did you always have this bug to want to perform some country music?
Yeah, man. I mean, my first musical experiences were obviously in Caneyville, where I grew up, going to church with my mother on Sundays, singing hymnals, listening to 90s country on the radio to and from church, getting home, helping my dad wrench on old cars, trucks, semis, listening to, people like Steve and John Fogerty and, Otis Redding, Leonard Skinner, The Temptations. Wow. My dad had this crazy, he just loved lyrics, and my mom loved to sing. So kind of was born and bred into singing and songwriting. And then the first time I sang solo was at a Christmas tree lighting at our bank, the Caneyville Bank, or Bank of Caneyville. I think I sang a little section out of Winter Wonderland or something. I can't remember exactly what song it was.
And that's where it began.
That's where it began, man. I remember that night being the first time that my dad ever told me he was proud of me when I got done singing. It's like, and as a boy, you always hope to hear those words from your father, and so that that really stuck with me growing up. It's like, okay, this is the thing that I do that makes my parents proud of me.
Do you have a favorite lyric? Like a lyric that just always, or even a few lyrics that you just think about that just stick with you? You know, I'll throw one out for me. You know, Kenny Chesney's it's your favorite sin that'll do you in, and it's so true about life, right?
Man, I guess there's one lyric that really turned me back towards my country roots. I was just telling somebody about this the other day. They're asking me about, you know, what can I name a country song lyric that was really important in my life? And I was singing in rock bands, and like the whole emo rock and punk rock thing was really popular in the early 2000s when I was in high school and stuff. And I was singing in band. I was just doing anything I could to sing and try to write songs, right? So I hear this, I'm listening to the Eric Church record, the first record, Sinners Like Me, and a song came on written by, I believe, him, Casey Beathard, and Marla Cannon. And the first line is, "Never realized how much she brought to the table till I went to sit my cup of coffee where the table used to be." And that line just pulled me in, dude. And I was like, that's a country song. Yeah. And which led me to the rest of that record. And after listening to that record and learning how to play those songs is when I started really trying to write songs and write my story, and you know, led me to Country Music City, here where I am today.
Congratulations on My Boy, which is obviously striking in the hearts of people across the country. And you know, my wife in the beginning with me, you know, my first 3 babies, you know, she became stepmommy, right? So to all the step parents out there who step up, you know, when they don't have to, and who share their life and their love, I applaud you for that. And this is a true song, right? You have a stepson, is that right?
Yeah, he was 5 when I met him, about 9 or 10 when we wrote the song. Now he's 14, going on 15. And yeah, big change in my life, man. I needed a reason to change. I met his mother and I met him, and that was 2 solid reasons to make some changes that, I mean, man, if it wasn't for those 2, then there wouldn't be this song. If it wasn't for this song, then there wouldn't have been the opportunities that have arose. So none of the other songs would have came. So they're the 2 reasons I'm here today.
The melody is so memorable. I mean, da, 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 da. I mean, you know what I mean? The melody just sticks. And somebody told me, maybe it was Chris Young, told me a long time ago, he's like, hey, he's like, if you're just slowly doing that, right, the head bob, you know you got a hit.
There might be some truth to that, man. Yeah, and I got to give some credit to my co-writers, man. This whole project, this EP, that song, I've just ran into some amazing co-writers that have always pushed for me to be myself and do my thing and tell the story, you know, dig in the dirt and find that story to tell and contribute in ways that makes it more interesting to hear. So kudos to all those guys and girls.
Real quick, as we wrap up here, when you went to Nashville, who in the industry, somebody that we play, you know, on the Country Top 40, who would you say has been nice to you? Who was nice to you from day one?
Lee Brice. You know, there's been others, of course, but my first Bluebird appearance, I got to play with Lee Brice, and he was just, I mean, he was a class act, man. He was awesome, and had a blast there that night with him. We got to go out on the road to one of his shows and let me come backstage and hang on the bus with the crew and with him after the show and everything. So he's just a good, down-to-earth, genuine boy.
All right, folks. Elvie Shane is on, and congratulations, the brand new EP, County Roads. We are days away from it. We are so excited. Let's go. And real quick, some CT40 silent lip syncing. No music, no voice, no nothing. One of your songs, silent lip sync. And it can, you know, it can be the one that we all know, that's fine. And then at the very end, you can just tell us what it is.
All right.
Elvie Shane.
All right, hang on. Let's see. Keep on strumming, baby.
Elvie Shane, thanks, Talking Heads.